Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Tuesday, the 25th of January 2022. Guardian Sudoku is back online at its regular time today, we're pleased to report. And it's our medium game on Tuesday. Normally that means a pretty easy day, occasionally not, but mostly that's what it means. We'll get onto that in just a second. Before I mention something in the news, apparently an orthopedic surgeon in France has been trying to sell an x-ray of a bullet lodged in a woman from the Bataclan concert hall attack from 2015 without her permission, and he's selling it, trying to sell it, I think he's given up now, as an NFT. People will do anything for money, right? Anything they can do to make a fast buck, or a fast euro in this case, I suppose, they will try to do. People of my generation, I think, find the idea of NFTs stupid, and that's for the good reason that they are stupid. Now, I don't care how rich people spend their money and what they waste their money on, but it is really ridiculous to have some kind of intangible thing that you think is unique. It's hilarious. It's kind of like, to me, it makes me laugh every time I hear about people spending ridiculous amounts of money to possess something in a digital realm that can be viewed or seen by other people or whatever, but they own it. It's capitalism gone mad. So we'll let them get on with it, but I certainly won't be taking. But maybe I should come up with some kind of NFT to flog to them an inflated rate of some nonsense or other. They'll part with some of their cash. Anyway, let's get on with the game of Sudoku. If you've never played Sudoku before, welcome to the world of Sudoku. It's a great game. Lots of people enjoy playing it, although it's apparently not as popular as it used to be. Anyway, let's try to make it more popular, shall we? How do we play the game? We have squares in rows across, squares in columns down, and squares within blocks, these outlined areas. And the numbers that we place in these squares range between 1 and 9. No zeros, no tens. That's it. And why do we use numbers? Well, just because they're easy to use, but it's not connected with mathematics. So if you're not very good at maths, don't worry, you don't need to be. You just need to understand basic logic principles. And the most important logic principle is an either or. I think that's it. If you understand something is, if it's not A, it must, if you have a choice between A and B, if it's not A, it must be B. That's all you really need to know, I think, to be able to play the game. What does that mean? Let's see this block here. Now remember, we need to fit all the digits 1 to 9 within a block. Do we have a digit 8 in this block? No. We have 4, 2, 3, and 5. The outline is the edge, the perimeter of the block here, right? So we ask ourselves, can an 8 appear in this square here? And when we see this 8 here, we immediately say, no, it can't, because we have an 8 in this column, which means the 8 is now blocked from this square. What about this 8 intersecting over here? Well, it blocks any squares up this column, so no other squares can contain digit 8. So these 3 squares are eliminated. So if this square is out and these 3 squares are out, I think you can see there's only 1 square left. So we know that an 8 must fit in there. Now it can't be any other number because the puzzle has a unique solution. So you don't need to be looking and say, oh, could it be something else? No, once you've found a single square where a number can go, you can put that number in there. Okay, right. Now you know the rules. Let's get on and play the game, shall we? So this 4 blocks up this column, and this 4 blocks up this column, and 4 blocks across here. So this square, and this square are forbidden to become 4. So a 4 must fit into that box there. We use the box block. Cell is another term that we use for these squares as well. You might find Sudoku players use them interchangeably. Right, so let's see what we can see. Okay, so we have 2 blocking down here, 2 blocking up here, and 2 blocking across here. So we can fit a 2 into that square, can and indeed must, if we're going to complete the puzzle successfully. 2 blocks across here, and down there. So just the 1 square left, where 2 fits neatly in, and we'll take that 2 that we just wrote in and say it blocks up this column, 2 blocks up this column, and this 2 blocks across this row here. So this is the only square unaffected by intersecting 2's. It's a bit noisy here today, traffic going past. What's the time? Okay, office workers should actually be in work by now, so. Right now, at the beginning of the game, I usually just kind of randomly let the numbers speak to me. 5 blocking up here, this 5 blocking up here, and 5 across here, meaning I don't specifically look for things. I just kind of let my eyes rest on the digits, and they sometimes kind of jump up to me in patterns. And that's just because I've played the game for such a long time. I think 6 blocks across here, 6 blocks up here. So the 6 goes here. But there will come a point where you need to look more seriously and consider, you know, number by number. There's 6 blocks down here. These 3 squares are verboten for a 6, so a 6 must appear there. Okay, if we know what these 3 numbers are, whether we can actually place them or not, we can certainly restrict. We know that there are only 3 numbers missing, so we can find this digit down here. The missing numbers here are 1, 7, and 9. That's what we need to complete this block here. Now, since we know that 1, 7, and 9 are in these squares here, we can get this number here. This has to be a 3, doesn't it? Because that's the number that we will need to complete this column. We have everything else. So this will have to be a 3. And now we know that's a 3 because we know this is 1, 7, and 9, right? So then 3 blocks across here, 3 blocks across here, 3 blocks down here. So 3 is in that square there. This 1 blocks all the way down here, and 1 blocks across here now. So we can say that 1 is in that square there. Four blocks down here, 4 blocks across here, so 4 is in that square there. Four blocks across this row, 4 blocks across this row, so 4 must be there, and 4 blocks up this column, 4 blocks up this column, 4 blocks across this row, so 4 fits into that square there. I wonder if I could sell a Sudoku puzzle as an NFT. I could create my own and sell it as an NFT for ridiculous amounts of dollars. But who would buy it? Why do they buy it? I'm still trying to get my head around why people actually buy it. Just buy these things. It's just like you just have more money than you know what to do with, I suppose. But in the world that we live in, I think it's quite obscene, really. Okay, I see. We do not yet have a 5 in this row here, right? We are lacking a 5. But if you look, you can see there's a 5 here stopping this square from being a 5. There's a 5 stopping this square from being 5. This 5 blocks this square, and this 5 blocks this square. So there is only one square along this row which doesn't see a 5. And it's that one there, so we know 5 fits there. C is the verb that we generally use for, if you're new to Sudoku, we generally use the verb see if it's in at the same row, the same column, or the same block, which you can refer to as a house if you want to. That's another Sudoku term that you might find when learning more about the game, and I hope you do learn more. It's a nice game to play at the more advanced levels than this, once you've played a few games and become intrigued by the logic, as I hope you will be. Right, shall we get back on and focus a bit harder? Okay, the 3 blocks up this column here now, 3 blocks up here. So our 3 must fit into that square there. Now we have 3 blocking up here, 3 blocking across here. So 3 fits there, and then 3 blocks right the way across this row, and there's only 1 square left. So the 3 appears there, and that 3 blocks down this column, this 3 blocks up here, 3 across this row, 3 across this row. We can place our 3 there. Is that the last one? Yes, I do believe it is. That's the final digit 3 that we need. We have 1 in every block now, so 3 is complete. Alright, let's have a look. What's missing up here now then? So the missing numbers here are 8 and 9. Do we have any intersecting 8s and 9s? No, so we can't tell which is which. But let's see how that affects things. So 8 now, whether it's here or here, it will block across this row. Okay, then this 8 blocks across here and 8 blocks up there. So we can at least put our 8 into that square there. The other number is 9. Is that going to give us anything? Well, when it blocks, that won't affect this down here yet. Okay, but we know this is 8 and 9, so we can work out the missing numbers from here and here. And they are in fact 6 and 7. Do we have any 6s or 7s? No, we don't have any 6s or 7s, so that's okay though. But what we do know is now, actually what I could say now is 7 blocks across here now. So 7 actually fits in that square there. And the missing number here is a 9. Now 9 blocks across here and the 9 blocks across here, so this is our missing 9 here, right? Or you could just count through the numbers and you'll find that 9 is the last number we need to complete that row. Different ways to find the same information. 9 blocks this square here, this 9 blocks this square here, that's a 9. Or you could count through and find the last number that you need, which is 9. The missing number here now is 7. The missing number across this row is also 7. Now there's 7 blocks up here, 7 blocks down here, so 7 will fit into that square there. I hope I'm not going too fast for you if you are new to the game. But remember, you can rewind, or go back and look at it again or something if it's a little bit difficult, if you're a first timer, or if you're just an inexperienced player. Okay, this 1 blocks down this column here, and this 1 blocks across here, so that's our 1. Now we need a 1 for these 3 squares here. We have a 1 blocking this square and this 1 blocking this square, so we can say categorically that the 1 fits there. Now this 7 blocks this square, so our 7 goes there. And do you remember the other number we needed? We still needed a 9. The missing numbers were 1, 7 and 9, weren't they? So the 9 goes there. And of course, if you didn't remember, you can just work through either this block or this column and you'll find the same information. We have 1 digit missing from this row. It's a 6. Let's place it. One blocks up here, 1 blocks across here, so that's a 1, and we'll use that 1 to say down this column here, 1 down this column here, and 1 blocking this square here, so we can place our 1 right there. One digit is missing in this row. It's a 2. We don't have a 2. We've got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you're not sure, you can count through and see. Double check your work if you like. That's a good idea sometimes, especially if you're a beginner. 2 blocks down here, 2 blocks up here. That's a 2 to place there. And don't think that you have not made mistakes. Certainly very easy at any level to make mistakes. I in fact made one on this channel yesterday, which I shall have to correct later on today when I get a chance. Right, 8 blocks down this column here, 8 blocks down this column here. That's the only square where an 8 can go now. And now we know this 8 blocks right across this row, and that an 8 we still need for that block must go there. Then this 8 will block these 2 squares and fit there. And if you remember, this was 8 and 9 up here. So the 8 blocks this square, 8 goes there, and 9 fits there. This 9 stops this square from being a 9, so 9 must be here. And the last number that we need for this block or this column is a 6. Right, almost there now. Not much more to do, is there really? Where should we be looking now? Probably in this. Let's see what's missing from here. We still need a 6 and a 9 to complete this block or this column, whichever way you look at it. 6 and 9 are the missing numbers. Now we have an intersecting 6, this one here, saying this can't be a 6. So 6 fits there and 9 goes there. Then this 9 blocks across here, saying 9 must be in that square there. Now we only need 1 digit to complete this column. It is a 7, I think. Wait, let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no 7. 8, 9 we have. Indeed, it is a 7. So let's place it. And the last number to complete this block is a 5. Now 5 blocks down here, 5 blocks this square here, so 5 goes there. Now to complete this row here, we just need a 7. That's the only number we don't yet have. In goes the 7. And then 7 stops that square from being 7, so 7 goes here. And 6 will finish this row or this block, whichever way you look at it. And that 6 stops this square from being 6. 6 goes here, or you can count down this column and see that that's a 6. And so today's game is finished with digit 9, which completes the grid. And you will find, if you check, that we have one number from 1 to 9 in each row, column and block. And you should check your work if you're doing it on a pen and paper as well. If you're doing it on a computer, the computer will check it for you generally, but if you're using a pen and paper, you should really use your eyes to double check everything after you finish. That's it. Thank you very much. Please join me on this channel for more Sudoku whenever you feel like it. Bye bye.